learners. Welcome to class online school. In our today's class, we'll be discussing the topic letter writing. Letter writing in English language. What do we mean by the term letter writing? Letter writing is an act of communicating information, feelings, ideas, or opinion to somebody who is absent or resides in a distance. Letter writing is what? Communication. Communication. We are trying to send a message across to someone, trying to communicate, trying to send a message across to a person. That's what we mean by letter writing. Letter writing deals with communication. And what do we refer to the word communication? Communication means what? Sending messages across, trying to communicate to a person. So now, just communicating now through the words, giving out information, feelings, ideas, or opinion to somebody. Giving out information. That means you are trying to pass a message across to a person. You are trying to tell a person what is happening. You are trying to give out an information to a particular person. So you make use of letter writing to communicate. Feelings. Maybe how a particular person is feeling. You are trying to write a letter to that person. Maybe the person is not feeling too well. You are trying to check on the particular person. You are trying to know the well-being of a particular person. You make use of letter writing. Ideas. You might have something maybe about your new school, about your new teacher, your new principal, a lot. You've tried to give your idea about, especially in informal letter. When we're talking about you writing a letter to your local government chairman, writing letter to a commissioner about a particular thing, about a particular development in the community. You make use of letter writing. Opinion. You're trying to bring out your opinion. Maybe the road damage, what you think, corruption, examination malpractice in school. Your opinion about it, you make use of letter writing. Maybe I'm trying to write to an editor. You make use of letter writing. So now letter writing is an act of communicating. You are trying to send a message across to a particular person through information, feelings, ideas, or opinion. So somebody who is absent, the person you're writing, you can't write a letter to a person who is present with you, who is there at that particular time with you. You are trying to write a letter to a person who is absent or who resides in a distant place. We have three types of letter writing in English language. We have the informal letter, we have the semi-formal letter, and we have the formal letter. In English language, note we have three types of letter: the informal letter, the formal letter, and the semi-formal letter. But this morning, I'm going to be talking about the informal letter. What do we mean by informal letter? Informal letter are also referred to as personal letter. Informal letter are referred to as personal letter. When you say something is personal, that means to the person who is close to you. You are writing a letter to a person who is close to you, a close relative. Your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle. You write a letter to that particular person. You make use of an informal letter. Informal letter was written to a close relative. Your cousin, your niece, your nephew, your grandfather, your grandmother. You make use of an informal letter. That is why we call informal letter a personal letter to people who are well known to you. Informal letter letters written to people who are well known to you. To make it easier for you, note that when you come across any letter asking to write about your parents, write to your friends, your best friend, your uncle, your cousin, your niece, your nephew. All those kind of letter are they are informal letter. And now we're going to look at the features of an informal letter. What makes informal letter quite different from semi-formal letter and formal letter. I told you we have informal letter. Informal letter are referred to what? Personal letter. Informal letter referred to as what? Personal letter. Address. Now in informal letter, I said we have features that make informal letter distinct from a formal letter. Address of the writer and the date. We have just one address in an informal letter. This must be well punctuated. The address must appear on the right hand corner. Here, right hand corner. You need to write your house number plus the street name, the town from which you are writing, and the state. You need to write what? Your house number plus the street name, the town from which you are writing, and the state. We have 38. There's no need of you writing what? Number 38. We just have 38, comma, Bishop Philip Street, comma, Aguda, comma, Lagos. We have what? Full stop. 6th August 2020. After August, we have what? A comma. And at the end of 2020, we have what? A full stop. We are going to have what? A perfect example of what? An address. Now I'm going to write an address on the whiteboard, and we are going to write an home address. And for us to have 38, there is no need of you making use of what? Number 38. Just write 38, comma, Bishop Philip Street. Then what next? Which punctuation mark? I'm making use of what? Comma. Kwale. We have comma. Delta. Full stop. 6th August 2020. Remember, after the month we have comma. Then 2020 we have full stop. So now we have a good address written here. 38, comma, Bishop Philip Street, comma, Kwale, comma, Delta, full stop, 6th August, comma, 2020, full stop. Now, if you want to make use of the school address, you make it right Okeera Grammar School. We have, comma, you write the name of the school, then you indicate your punctuation mark, comma, Aguda, the town. The place we have what? Comma. Then the states we have full stop. And remember, 6th August we have comma, 2020 we have full stop. That is an address, making use of what? A school address. Now you want to make use of what? PO Box. We are going to write PO Box 1523, we have, comma, Ikeja, comma, Lagos, full stop, 6th August, comma, 2020, full stop. So you can make use of any address. Your home address, your school address, or a post office address. So now we're going to move to the next features of what? An informal letter. Now we know that in an informal letter we just have one address, and that is the writer's address, your own address. Either your own address, your school address, or the post office address. So that is all on the address of informal letter. Second features in an informal letter, we've looked at the address, the first feature, and now the second feature, greetings and salutation. Greetings or salutation. When we refer to greetings or salutation, now in informal letter, the greetings or salutation refers to what? Dear. This is usually dear plus the first name of the person you are writing to. Maybe you want to write a letter to your friend. You are going to make use of what? Dear, because it's a cordial relationship you have with that person. Because of the cordial relationship you have with that person, you are going to make use of what? Dear plus the first name of that person. Remember, first name, not surname. First name of the person you are writing to. Example, dear Kola. Dear Kola. The dear is going to become, it's going to start with what? The capital letter D. D. Dear Kola. And the Kola is going to begin with what? Also a capital letter. Dear Kola. Then remember, we are going to have comma. Or you can say Dear Ada. D is going to start with a capital letter. A is also a capital letter. If you want to show more intimacy, maybe you are very close with that person, you make use of dearest caller. Dearest caller. Remember, D is going to begin with what? A capital letter. Caller is also going to begin with what? A capital letter. If you also want to make use of my dear caller, note how to make use of all these words. If you are making use of dear, you have a capital letter D. If you are making use of dearest caller, you are having what? A capital letter D. Or when you are making use of my dear caller, we are going to have a capital letter M and a small letter D for the dear, and caller is going to, we are going to have a capital letter. So we are going to have my dear caller. You can simply write dear friend, dear uncle. Then remember, you is going to be in capital letter. You can go further to write the name of your uncle, dear Uncle Okoro. When you are writing the name of your uncle, this uncle, you, is going to be in a small letter, dear Uncle Okoro. So we are going to have dear, a capital letter D, then you, the small letter U, and O, Okoro, with the capital letter. So now let's try this in an address. We have 38 Umusam Road. Then remember, I told you there's no need of you making use of what? A number. Writing what? A number. So you just write 38, comma, Umusam Road, comma, Kwale, comma, Delta, full stop, 8 August, comma, 2020. We have full stop. Then, after the first feature, we are going to have what? The salutation or greeting. Then we are having dear Ada. We have a comma. You can write my dear Ada. We also have a comma. Dearest Ada. We have what? A comma. So this, you can make use of dearest Ada, my dear Ada, dear Ada. All are correct. So for us to have a perfect letter, we'll have to what? Follow the procedures when writing a letter. Know the things to use and what not to write. Now I've shown you how to write what? An address, and now this is also what? How to write what? A salutation or greeting. Now we'll move to the next feature of an informal feature. We have the complementary close. When we're talking about the complementary close, how we're going to close an informal letter. In an informal letter, you have to close it with yours sincerely. Yours sincerely is the most appropriate according to marking scheme. Yours sincerely is generally used. But you can also write yours affectionately, yours ever, your friend. And remember, when you're writing yours sincerely, capital letter Y, yours sincerely, we have what? A small letter S. Then we have a comma. Yours ever, we have a small letter, and we have what? A comma. Remember, you must have a small letter. It is wrong for you to write like this. To write your yours like this. Most students make mistake by writing yours like this. It is very, very wrong. When you are writing, there's no need of what? Apostrophe. Just write yours. There's no need of apostrophe. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is the correct way of closing an informal letter. And writing something like this, yours sincerely, S with a capital letter, this is wrong. This S must begin with what? A small letter. Y, a capital letter. What? Yours, capital, and remember, ever should be in what? A small letter. This is the correct form of writing what? A complementary close of an informal letter. Yours sincerely. Y, capital Y, small s. Capital Y, small e, and eventually your comma. Just As simple as that. Now we're going to move to the next feature of an informal letter. Last feature of an informal letter, first name of writer. We were talking about the first name of writer. Remember, in the salutation, the greeting, you made use of what? The person you're writing to, you made use of his or her name. So now, for the closing, for the complimentary close, you are expected to write your first name only after writing the complimentary close. I told you the complimentary close, we might have yours sincerely. And now, having yours sincerely, comma, then your name, your first name, Ada, full stop. You can have what? Yours ever, comma, Kule, full stop. Remember, this is your complimentary close, and for you to end it, you must make use of what? Your first name, Kule, full stop. That is all about informal letter. Now I'm going to write out an informal letter, and we're going to analyze the address, the greetings, the body, and the complimentary close of an informal letter. This is a sample of what? Example of what? An informal letter. Let's check this out. 44 Akala Street. Remember, we have comma. Ijoka, we have comma. Akure, we have full stop. 20th August, we have comma, and full stop. The next thing, this is the address. The next thing is the greeting or salutation. Dear favor, we have comma. I received, for instance now, they asked you to write a letter to a friend who sent you a letter for the inability to come to your birthday party. Now you receive the letter and it's time for you to reply the letter. So this is a format you can use in writing such letter. I received your letter explaining your inability to come here on my birthday. As you know, I celebrated my birthday on 15th July. In your absence, it was truly a memorable occasion for me. We have full stop. Then we should have another paragraph. We are true with what? The main idea of that first paragraph. Now the second one. The birthday party was arranged at our residence at 6 p.m. We invited all close friends and relatives. Everyone enjoyed the party. The guests presented me wonderful gifts. Yeah, true. For you to close your letter, the body of your letter, you have to what? Send regards. Now, anyway, convey my regards to your parents. We have full stop. Your body of letter could be longer than this. It depends on the content, what you have, what you want to talk about. But this is just a short explanation on how to write a good letter writing. Now we have yours sincerely. Remember, I told you can write yours ever, yours affectionately, yours lovely, anyone you can make use of. Yours sincerely, you write what? Comma. And glory, your name. Full stop. Remember, this name is the name of the person you are writing to. So now the name of the friend I'm writing to is Favor. So I made use of dear Favor. My dear Favor, comma, dearest Favor, comma, dear friend, comma. You can make use of all this as your greeting or salutation. Dear friend, dearest Favor, my dear Favor, dear Favor. Note when to make use of the capital letter and the small letter. I explained that earlier. And now this is the body of a letter and your closing subscript, how to write the letter. This is all about an informal letter. You can make a good writing in an informal letter. You can't do without it. Is it for the junior students? You make use of it during your exam. It is very compulsory. Letter writing an essay is very compulsory in English language during examination. Even for the SS class, letter writing is also compulsory. that is a bonus mark for you. So this is a step you can use in having what? A good grade in your English language. We are going to learn more on letter writing, and the next type of letter we'll be discussing in our next class is formal letter. I hope you enjoyed this class. See you next class.